look at this. I could never eat this many lentils per day. That's so many lentils. That's crazy. You would have to eat almost 8 cups of cooked lentils per day to get the optimal amount of leucine, an essential amino acid for muscle growth and repair. But that same amount of leucine is found in about 8 ounces of ground beef. That looks much easier to eat, and that has tons of other nutrients.
All right, I promised myself I would be nice in these videos, so I'm gonna try that. So I'm gonna ignore the fact that there's so much dietary fiber, and we know that dietary fiber is good for you because carnivores like to ignore that fact. Even though for that reason exactly, Paul has reintroduced plant foods into his diet, still calling them animal-based, but I digress. Lentils are also pretty high in B vitamins, especially B6, iron, magnesium, potassium, and zinc. Because Paul is 5'0", 135 to 140 pounds, he's gonna have a smaller appetite than someone like myself, or someone that is obese, perhaps. And there are actually a lot of obese people in this world, but specifically in North America. In fact, that's a pretty prevalent health issue in America right now. And what do you think is one of the biggest things that they struggle with when they're trying to change their life and get skinnier? Because, I mean, let's face it, none of them want to be obese. They think of a diet as suffering and starving. Right. So do we think that eating 8 cups of something versus 8 ounces of something would be better? I love steak, and I'm not saying to stop eating steak because he's right. There is a higher leucine content in steak. Does that mean that we have to pick one or the other, or can we choose both? Lentils do have protein in them. They also have dietary fiber. They're very filling. And as he described, you can eat a lot of them for a small amount of calories. So can we put on our thinking caps real quick and strategize a time at which it could be beneficial to include things like lentils? And maybe perhaps, hear me out, adopt a less binary approach to nutrition and fitness. It's not all in or nothing. Try to combine the two, get the benefit of both. And I'll see you later.